of the craziest things I ever got mixed up in one of those battles was I kind of came in looking out for a friend who got caught up in a little bit of a melee in the comment section, and he was kind of saying something similar to what Matrix is saying about this guy was saying they're not really that different, that they're both claiming they're right, and you can't really know for sure. I've heard people get mad, and then it comes into a discussion about organized religion. And I am involved in somewhat of a religious organization now, or a Buddhist organization, Tibetan, which very much reeks of religion in some ways. The trust you can have for humanity seems stilted when you think about how humanity chooses to live. I mean, the people that control and manipulate us, specifically. That's why I like Utah Phillips so much. You know, good people are being deceived and taken advantage of. Yeah, people are vulnerable and people are getting taken advantage of. Yeah. People need to stop that. You know, I can show compassion for people that are getting taken advantage of to a certain degree. Then there's the other degree that where it becomes to the point where it's like, okay, where are you putting your beliefs in? And then you need to support them in putting their beliefs somewhere better. Even if you're in a organization and there's a central leader deceiving you, taking advantage of you, to bow down to this individual is to seriously injure oneself. You can bow down to this individual through as the keeper of the message. Remember that it's the message, and it's actually your own internal essence. That's the thing that you're awakening anyway. This is a cycle. This is the way. This is how religion, and cults, and organizations work. And it's how hierarchies work. And in some ways, I just feel a little almost numb to it because I don't. I realize that you know, hierarchies are important in functioning in a structural sense in societies and specifically organizations such as religion. But actually, the hierarchies, although they do kind of hold the form, are really in a way fictitious in that some of the strongest structural organizations are non-hierarchical, or minimize the hierarchy, or use the hierarchy as a joining of everyone, as opposed to using it, cutting oneself off from the base. Money is a great corrupter, as Father Max says. He talks about the church being dead and then capitalism is the new god. It's money. Everyone worships money. And you know, there's definitely always going to be people that are open-minded. You know, when I do some of these readings and you find out that the percentages of the human being that have have a world-centric view, that see themselves as part of a world, as opposed to part of some smaller, or themselves, or just protective of family, like tribal or country nationalist, or country nationalist, or human, species, or even Earth, as opposed to universe or complete expansion. When you get to these higher belief systems, you're talking about very, very few people that think this way, or interested in thinking this way. Most people are not gonna go the route of tolerance. They're gonna deny and reject. They don't understand, or they're gonna push forward with what they have, or they're just gonna, not even listen to it. Just there's very few people. They're gonna become uncomfortable. There's a lot of ways of starving yourself from information. There's a lot of ways of distracting yourself in this society, and there's a lot of methods we can use to remain, stuck. And that's kind of like not said in like a spiritual way, but more like a psychology mentality, like a sense of stuck individual, So I mean, I don't know exactly why the video is coming out exactly like this. We need to have positive videos. It's definitely refreshing when we have positive videos. We're not destroying each other. It's so true. That you have to be careful who you trust. There was one thing I did want to say, which was that I actually, though, when I see all of these religions and all these scientists and all of these experts and all of these people and information and beliefs, and I find myself as to be a holder of the knowledge, and I find myself not only understanding what's being told to me in all these various places, but experientially knowing it, like having a sense of presence of knowing, and I'll hopefully be able to convey this massive information, and if you continue to grow, to continue to have somewhat of a skeptic or a curious mind, expansive mind. So that's how I envision what my personal role is in this melee of thought is just to hold it, just to be a holder of the knowledge.